What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Today we are going to go on a journey. We are going to begin a journey into the 12 oracles from Loki. We got to start at Shadowland, but before we do that, I think it's important that we protect ourselves because we're going to be entering a world where there are entities that are marching in the dark. They all have masks, they all have cloaks. I think it would be best if we disguise ourselves among them in order to protect ourselves while we go through this journey of the oracles. Alright, now that we got our mask on, and now that we got the closest thing to a cloak, I think it's safe for us to proceed. So the first oracle that we got to talk about is Shadowland. Shadowland introduces us into this world. This is a dream world. My knowledge and understanding of the oracles is still growing. I'm still learning what I can about it. So if you are extremely knowledgeable about the oracles, feel free to comment down below about them. If there's anything that I say that you feel is incorrect, please correct me. But the oracles, from my understanding, are supposed to be channeled from Loki's dreams. And he's created this world that is kind of telling a story as we go. And like I said, I'm still learning that as I go, so I can't speak on the story itself. But the oracles are supposed to be an experimental and conceptual series of albums, very much similar to the Joker cards from Insane Clown Posse, for all the juggalos watching, but not quite the same as that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and show you guys the front of the album. There is a few other versions of this cover. This one right here, honestly, I'm okay with, but there is another one that I think is like a really awesome cover. I wish I could have got my hands on it. Basically, here in the corner, there's basically like a cross that kind of covers this this cover, and then you can see the three beings there. Really cool cover. Wish I could have got my hands on that. I imagine I could if I go look hard enough. But we'll go ahead, reach around the tripod here, and start. I'm going to turn my camera just a little bit more so that I'm still in frame. But yeah, that is the front there. You have these three beings there. Really cool artwork. Open it up to the inside. And there you have like this field, I guess you could say, with all those beings in the background. This is the Shadowland. The artwork, absolutely amazing. There's the disc there. There is nothing behind here. So the album itself is supposed to take you on a journey into this world known as the Shadowland. Like I said, my knowledge super duper limited, so I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't want to put incorrect information out there. So again, if you're knowledgeable on Shadowland, if you're knowledgeable on the oracles themselves, like what the direction or goal was with these albums, the story that they're trying to tell, feel free to comment them down below. We will go ahead and flip it over to the back with the track list, which is Together. Whisper of Nibiru.
Yes, people were crying and diving off buildings, and fuck is the end, and I'm just 27, so why in the fuck is this happening?
Marching in the Dark. Follow You.
Never say a single sentence, never show me your repentance. Take it like a fucking man and step and close you at my head.
Shattered.
Consume the light and turn everything to black in the scope on my sight. With a fabric and top stitched over my eyes to hold me over till the sunlight dies. All the pieces.
Lost.
He's lost in another dimension. His blood drenching, pretend to lend him friendship. Interpret the surface and gleam at the atoms.
Circle.
Trust in me and I will stand beside you. Trust in me and I will never misguide you. Open your mind and let me in. Open your mind and let me in. Open your eyes and feel it, feel it. Open your eyes.
Dissect.
Wants it, but I need it. Bring it down below or bring it down. let me rip you apart, just let me rip you apart.
The Devil Tree.
Take you into the dark, and I'll save you. Look into my eyes and I'll change.
And Far Away.
Can somebody help me? Can somebody hear me? Can somebody help me? We remain so far.
Now this album, like I said, these are experimental. So Low-Key is most known for doing rap. He's most known for doing horrorcore. A lot of this album has some rock elements into it. This is where he's really starting to start singing. This is where he's starting to show his talent beyond being just a rapper. So this album to me was great. This series to me is great. I understand there are some people that don't really mess with the oracles too much. I guess it's not quite their cup of tea. I guess I can understand and get that, but you know, I'm a music lover. I listen to a lot of soft rock, a lot of rock. You know, I'm not really a hip hop head at all. So jumping into these oracles, they were some of the first things of Low-Key's discography to really stand out to me, and I just fucking fell in love with them. So, you know, favorite tracks on here. Far Away is great. I don't know why we're talking about favorites. We should be talking about our top tracks. So there are only 10 tracks here. I guess I could give my top 5, maybe just my top 3. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my top 5. This album from front to back is pretty good. The only song that I really skip is Together because it's basically an intro, and it just kind of repeats itself. So that's really the only song that I skip the most. I mean, really, not the most. Like, it's really, honestly, it's like the only song that I skip. So, standout tracks: Follow You, Shattered, Lost. What did I say? 3 already? The Devil Tree and Far Away are my 5 standout tracks, with my favorite being, and this is a tough one because I really like I said, I like the singing that Low-Key does. I think he fucking kills it. I think he's talented as fuck. So I really like Far Away a lot, but I would have to put The Devil Tree as my favorite. There's something like hypnotizing about that song, and just the beat in general, just very dark, very dark. And you know, I know a lot of people out there like their dark, wicked shit. There are still a lot of wicked shit elements to this album. It's just a little bit more experimental, so there's a little bit more rock in it, and there's a lot more singing in it. So I could see where some people would say maybe they don't really care for the oracles, but I've always seen good praise for Shadowland, and I've always seen good praise for Book of Time. It's primarily Eyes of Parasuva, which really sucks because that's a fucking amazing album to me. But we ain't talking about that yet. We'll get to that eventually. So Shadowland, I've seen a lot of good things said about it. It's very experimental, though. One thing I do want to mention before we hop out of here, though, is at the end of Follow You, there's like this fucking, like, the music changes, and you end up with this, like, organ playing. Now, I don't know about anybody who has listened to this album, but when I heard that for the first time, and even going forward, every time I hear that, the only thing in my head is like those old classic cartoons or movies where you see like this evil villain or this evil like vampire or whatever. He's in his lair, and he's there, and he's like playing this organ, and it like zooms out and just shows you his lair. That just painted an image in my head of that. I don't know, that's just kind of what came to mind when I heard that. But yeah, great fucking album. Like I said, the oracles have been my standout when I was jumping through the Low-Key discography, because I like me some singing, I like me some music, and there's a nice mix of rap in there, there's a nice mix of rock in there, there's a nice mix of singing in there that really clung to. So if you have heard Shadowland before, tell me down below what your favorite tracks are. If you've never heard it, go give it a listen. You can head over to listentolowkey.com right now and listen to it for free. Obviously, it is on Apple Music. I'm pretty sure it's on Spotify. I don't even know. I don't use Spotify anymore. But I'm pretty sure it's on Spotify. It's definitely on Apple Music. And again, you can go listen to it right now on listentolowkey.com. If you like what you hear, definitely go pick it up and support the artist, because Low-Key kills it. Absolutely fucking kills it. And this album right here, absolutely wonderful album. And it's the start into a series of 12 oracles. So the next time I see you guys, we will be talking about the second oracle. But anyway, tell me down below what your favorite tracks are. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.